A US immigration officer has shot dead a woman in Minneapolis, sparking a row between the Trump administration and local officials over who is to blame. The Department of Homeland Security claimed the woman had tried to run over officers with her car and called it an act of terrorism. Minnesota's government, Tim Walz, labelled the claims as propaganda. But President Trump, who's ordered the immigration raids, accused the victim of viciously running over the agent. Here's our North America correspondent Nada Tawfik and a warning that her report has images which you may find distressing.
Shame! Shame! Shame!
Minneapolis is the latest U.S. city to erupt after the Trump administration launched what it called the largest immigration enforcement operation ever carried out. Protesters were already on edge as immigration officers flooded residential neighborhoods and business areas. Then on Wednesday, the crackdown turned deadly after an ICE agent shot and killed a 37-year-old woman. The incident was filmed by those on the scene. Here, ICE officers aggressively approach a maroon SUV blocking the residential street, ordering the woman inside to get out of her vehicle before trying to open the door. She tries to drive away, but another agent opens fire. 3 shots are heard, and the vehicle loses control and crashes. Witnesses react in shock and anger.
Dude, you shot her! I'm trying to help! No!
You know, they pulled.
All right, family, before we continue to watch more of the video, what's up? Look, man, here's the real. 2 things can be true at the same time. That's the part people don't like because they only want to pick sides. And they only want villains and heroes. But real life ain't no Disney movie. It's messy. It's layered. And in this case, there are 2 hard truths, right? Number 1, she had no business being out there, period. Like, stop playing. You don't get to just insert yourself into a federal investigation like you Batman. And you're not law enforcement. You're not part of the process. You're not even a witness. So when you're out there interfering, blocking off agents, driving your car in a way that looks reckless, even moving towards a federal officer, that's not bravery. That's ignorance, right? And it's illegal. And you cannot, let me say that again, you cannot impede an investigation. And you darn sure can run up or run from an officer. And that's not just a bad idea. That's how people end up in body bags, right? That's point 1. That's the accountability part. But here's part 2. I don't believe for a second that this man, this federal agent, had no other option besides pulling out the tool and sending two rounds through her dome. I don't buy that. I don't believe it was the only way he could have survived that situation. I'm not going to cap or front about it. You got training, you got backup, you got a badge. And you telling me the only way you walk away safe is to execute her like that. Come on, because I've seen it from every angle. If he could have got out the way, he could have got out the way without killing her. But again, when you act how she acted, you hand them the whole playbook, right? You give them the green light to write the story. She messed up by driving off, especially by moving that car toward him, the officer, because now he gets to say he feared for his life. And listen, I may not believe him, right? I might not believe him, but I can't prove otherwise. Because she gave him the perfect excuse. He can now say, I didn't know if that wheel was going to turn this way or that way, right? Turn into me or away from me. And I didn't have to wait to get hit. I had to protect myself. And that line, that's the magic bullet in court, right? Because when an officer says, I fear for my life, that's the end of the conversation for most of the system. That's the get out of jail free card. And it only works because she set the stage by acting out of pocket. And look, do I think he really feared for his life? Nah, not even a little bit. Not in my heart. I think he saw an opportunity and he took it. But the cold truth is this. When you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And when you give people the benefit of the doubt that they don't deserve because you move reckless and didn't follow orders, then you give up your right to control the narrative. It's gone, and now folks online scrambling to make her into a martyr, like this is some Rosa Parks situation or something. But nah, this ain't that, okay? People die every single day for real reasons. Soldiers die overseas, okay? Kids die from poverty and violence, and you think anybody lighting candles for them? You think CNN throwing them into a headline? No. The world shrugs and moves on. Fortunately, apparently, the world keeps spinning, right? As my elders would say. So now I'm supposed to shed a tear for someone who chose to jump in front of a federal investigation, act aggressively towards agents, all while having a child in the car. I'm gonna say that again for people in the back. While having a child in the car. And I'm supposed to feel bad? No, absolutely not. Why would I feel bad for somebody who went out and basically volunteered for this outcome? You showed up to die in a way. That's what you did. You showed up to put yourself in the most dangerous, least thought out situation possible, and then act surprised when a danger came knocking. You had one job: protect your life, protect your kid, protect your family. And you fumbled all three. She fumbled all three, putting that car in front of a federal investigation. And that's not even me being heartless. I'm just being honest and very objective here. If I did that same exact thing, if I pulled up on some ICE agents, right, with a child in the car, my chick riding shotgun, acting like I'm above the law, doing dumb stuff, ignoring direct orders, and then don't get popped, y'all, I would have been dumb, right? I would have been called a dumb A, right? And you'll be right. In a court of public opinion, I will be called a dumb ass because it would pique stupidity. That's not courage. That's not protest. That's not civil disobedience. That's bad judgment. That's ego. That's reckless behavior disguised as activism. So don't guilt trip me. Don't hit me with the identity politics. Oh, she had a wife. She was a mother. She had a partner. Okay. You had all that and still decided to put yourself and your kid in danger? But let's continue, family.
Pulled the person out onto the snow. There was some difficulty getting the ambulance through due to the number of ICE vehicles. They took the person away and started pushing people off the sidewalks.
The Homeland Security Secretary, an enthusiastic enforcer of the president's immigration raids, accused the woman of an act of domestic terrorism.
What happened was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him.
Minneapolis's Democratic mayor was blunt on his reaction to that assessment.
Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit.
And I don't like how ignorant, as a leader. See, family, and what I learned is you can be successful, you can work your way up, you can get in positions, and you can be darn near hard worker, and you can have the skill set to make you be qualified to the positions in which you are become to work your way up to the hierarchy to become the pinnacle of a big position of a major city, whether that's a mayor, a governor, president, local legislators in general. And what I'm saying is this is a example of performative politics. He goes on and say that is bull sugar honey iced tea. This is only going to enrage people. If anything, you should be advocating to comply with law enforcement, not go against law enforcement. Because the very thing that you're enraging people and adding fuel to the fire within this situation, because not only are you being an advocacy against law enforcement as a mayor, because you decide you wanted to use this performative politics to get on this heartfelt moment to go viral instead of actually being a leader and letting the investigation play out, because the investigation is still going on. But the heartless act of leadership here to sit there and act like law enforcement aren't humans either. And I already spoke about this woman in regards to the whole situation with the ICE agent, and I gave my take on that. But what I'm saying is these are individuals who are just trying to do their job and go home and try to make it to see another day. Most crimes happen with law enforcement officers during traffic stops. That's where most of them die. So what I'm saying is you are enraging people to go against law enforcement, the very people that put their life on the line to sacrifice to protect the American citizen and a citizen of this beautiful country of the United States of America in these amazing of cities and the amazing state of Minneapolis, in which it can be, as we all know, that is overtaken by corruption, fraud, and waste and abuse of American taxpayers' dollars. Not to even get to that point. But what I'm saying is character will keep you the places you go. Lack of character will make you succumb to be sold out, where you even sell out your constituents for a performative act like this and not be a leader and be the bigger person in this situation to set the tone for others by not only cooperating with ICE and all local enforcement, all law enforcement, but also to advocate for the simple fact the importance here is safety for all, right? But now you're going to enrage people to continue to put themselves in this position where now you're putting law enforcement officers in situations that could turn out more bad, and more of this can happen. How ignorant of you. See, you can take yourself places and become in positions like this as a mayor, but your character would take you further if you actually stood for something and done the right thing, is what I'm saying, family. And this right here is ignorance. This right here is selfishness. And this is the same thing that I can say in regards to the woman, unfortunately, who passed and got shot in the head because not only did she not think about her children, not only did she not think about her partner, but she put herself in this situation. And like I'm going to say again, the ICE officer could have got out the way, and I don't think he should have killed her. That's why I said two things could be true at the same time. But that is not empowerment. That is irresponsibility, and that's selfish, because now her kid got to grow up without a parent. Not because of some injustice, but because she made a bad call. She chose a fake fight over her real responsibilities. And now she's gone. And as harsh as it sounds, that ain't on me. That's on her. And this mayor is actually encouraging more of this, which is ignorant if you look through the bull crap of performative politics and trying to seek a viral moment, talking about this is bull sugar honey iced tea. This is bull crap. You don't care about that woman. You don't care about that woman. So what I'm saying here, family, is at the end of the day, two things could be true at the same time. All right. And I've been sitting back and really observing and looking at all the angles of this video over and over and over. That's why it took me some time to do this video. And I want to know you guys' thoughts on this, okay? I really want to know you guys' thoughts on this, because this guy, Jacob Frey, he's obviously trying to get Kristi Noem and Department of Homeland Security and ICE out of Minneapolis, because he don't want the fraud between him and Governor Tim Walz to continue to be exposed. So when he's using this woman who happened to unfortunately die as a way to distract the American citizens and American taxpayers, in this case Minnesotans, they've been robbing from, to not look more into how ignorant, how selfish, and how rude and disrespectful he is in regards of disrespecting American taxpayers and citizens who elected him there in the first place and trusted him to do the right thing and lead. See, character will keep you in places character will keep you in places that you have been taken to. But if you don't have character and you don't fall for it, you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. And now the cruelness and the ignorance of which he's advocating for is now the lack of character he has. And now this is where things have been taken to. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you got some value from this video, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and new to the family. And if you are already a part of the family, I truly appreciate you for rocking with me. Even if you just watch this video, I appreciate you for rocking with me, truly. Let the love supersede the hate. Spread the peace, love, and positivity. And as always, family, remember, we just having a conversation. Peace.